Okay, so welcome everybody. I'm happy you could join us. I have to apologize for last week's personal emergency, but such is life. So I'm happy to host you in our info session. And I'm even happier to say that we're joined by three of our wonderful international students. We have Sharon, who is from Italy. Sharon, do you want to just say hi, unmute yourself and say hi?
Hi, I'm Sharon. I'm from Rome.
And we have Sir Miles, who is from the US. Miles, you can say specifically where you're from. I know that people don't like this generality, so say hi.
Hi, I'm Miles. I'm from New Hampshire.
Okay, and we also have Dasha. Yeah, can I say Dasha? Dasha, do you want to say hi and introduce where you're from?
Yes, hi everyone. My name is Dasha and I'm from Russia. I'm from Moscow.
And we always laugh at you that it rhymes, right,
No.
Dasha? Dasha from Russia. Okay, so guys, the way it's going to work is I'll start. We have a deck. I'll try and share some interesting information about the program. Then we're going to hear a bit from our international students sharing their experiences. And then we're going to open it for questions and answers. Of course, this is a time for you guys to ask whatever you want. You can do it on the chat. You can do it in person. You can ask myself or a wonderful student. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen. Everybody can see it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, fantastic. Oh, thank you, David, for being proactive and answering. Okay, so our program, we actually took a long time to decide on our tagline, which is experience different. We're very proud with our recently new logo, and the reason why we ended up choosing this tagline is because it really connects for us to two levels. It connects to the fact that we want it to be a different academic experience, not the routine kind of academic of 3 years in an institution, leaving its stamp on you. We want it to be the opposite. And also it comes from the fact that we want our students to actually be difference makers when they graduate. So, and in order to become people that make a difference, we want to give them a chance to already make a difference by experiencing something different, but also to leave their own mark on the program. And I'll explain how we try and do this as we move along. And before we talk specifically about the program, I want to speak about why I think that you should come and study at Tel Aviv University. So those of you who are in already studying in Israel, I'm hoping that you've gotten a taste of how amazing Tel Aviv is. And Christina, I remember that you told me that you've also already visited Tel Aviv. But on top of that, I think that the combination of our campus and what we have on offer in our campus is a very, very unique combination. I think it's very difficult to surpass this and compete with it. And I'm going to be very arrogant to say that I think that this is true globally. And I'll explain why presenting our university in numbers. So first of all, Tel Aviv University as a whole is ranked 5th in the world for entrepreneurship. We are ranked 7th in the world for companies founded by our students reaching the unicorn status. The unicorn status is a company whose net worth is $1 billion, or it has been sold for $1 billion or higher. These rankings we're very proud of, and we're also the only non-US institution in these rankings. I'll say even more than that, for the unicorn companies ranking, we were number 8 last year, and this year we've actually surpassed Yale. So we're probably doing something right with this setup and the connection that we have, and I'll speak about this in a second, to the almost 3,000 startups that surround the campus. And this shows in our rankings. We're also ranked one of the top 100 management schools in the world, according to Financial Times. We're also ranked top 100 innovation university in the world. On campus, we have 4 business and entrepreneurship, very active student clubs. I will say that our students are invited to become active members of these clubs, whether as managers, whether as participants, whether as low-level managers. We have 2 venture firms that are located on campus. We have Tau Ramot and we have the other company. Unfortunately, I forgot their name. I'll remember it in a second. I apologize. These 2 firms, first and foremost, focus on funding and providing seed money or investment plans or very initial business plans for companies founded by students. And they not only do that, they also provide platforms, meetings for students to get together, to showcase their ideas. For example, last year, there were a few opportunities for students to present their business plans or their ideas or their initiatives to the Israeli Mossad, which is a very high level governmental security organization here in Israel. On average, and I think that our students can also speak about this, we have between 2 to 3 weekly events that happen on campus, whether it's through the Entrepreneurship Center, whether it's through the management school, through the different student clubs that students can take part in, whether hearing entrepreneurs, business people, hearing trends, hearing even our own faculty taking part in workshops that have to do with career, with development of ideas. And this happens on a weekly basis here. So this is a chance for networking. It's a chance to meet people that come from the industry. A lot of them are Tel Aviv University alumni. And we have 2 annual weeks that take part on our campus. The first one is coming up in February, which is the AI Week. This is a very high profile event that brings people from all over the world. Students get a chance to go in and listen to people specifically from the AI industry. We have also a Cyber Week, which takes part later in the year, between the end of May and June. Every year it's different. And again, these are all opportunities for our students to meet people, to network, to hear about business trends. And all these things happen on campus and are available on a weekly, monthly, yearly basis to students. And I do believe that we're doing something right here because our rankings, showcase this, but they also go up every year. A bit about more specifically diving into our program. So I said that we want to offer students a different kind of experience. And for us, we don't want our students to come to campus, go to a lesson, finish their class, and feel like that was it, that they spent 3 years, 6 semesters here on campus. The values, the ideas, the curriculum was imprinted on them and they moved on. We want them to really feel, we want to be able to answer not only our students' academic needs, we want our students to feel like part of a community, and we want them to feel like they're an active part of this community. Part of this is done through co-creation. When I say co-creation, I mean that in our management courses, students get a chance to choose a specific topic that appears in the syllabus that they can focus on, and they can actually gain specific extra points or points that are part of their final grades by their choice. So really fueling their own curiosity. We invite our students to take part, whether it's through surveys, whether it's through their input of what goes on in their in the extracurricular activities, whether they take part as actualists, and I'll speak about this in a second. Really become an active part. We have monthly meetings with the students and leave their imprint and their input on the program. We have what we call our program actualists. This is a word that comes from the word actually, and the meaning is really bringing ideas and passions into actuality. Students can apply for this position. They get a scholarship for this, and essentially what they do is they take their passion, whether it is in high tech, in academics, in food, in culture, and they initiate and create events for their peers a few times a year. Of course, they have myself, I'm the program coordinator, and they have the head of the program as guides, but it's really about giving them a chance and a platform to become initiators and to gain experience, whether it's reaching out to people from the industry and inviting them to speak with us, to organize an event. And this is part of what I was talking about before, that we want our students to gain this confidence, this personal confidence in themselves already while they're students. Already during the program, our students who are joining us today are going to start this in their second semester. We're going to have workshops in collaboration with the Career Center. We're going to start by taking a virtual reality interview session, giving our students an experience what it's like to interview. This is a new program that's reached, it's relatively new in the management school, and I'm just giving it as an example. Students are also going to have workshops and building their LinkedIn, their CV, and really these courses become more and more advanced as the years progress. Like I mentioned, we have the student clubs. Students are invited to join these activities or to become active managers in these clubs. Again, other than the fact that it forms an important pillar in students' CV, it also lets our students gain confidence working in some form of an organization, finding their own identity, their strengths, building their skills. Another opportunity in the program is the semester abroad. This takes place during the third year in the program. And this gives our students a chance to experience and study in a top international school or university around the world. I'll speak about this more in a minute. We also do our best to help our students find an internship during their last semester with us. Our hope is that by the time they reach their sixth semester with us, they will have already done 1 or 2 internships that they found on their own. And then this internship will be a very, very specific, very guided internship that they have formed their focus on. And I'll explain. We have students in our program we have one student who has already formed a group of partners and is thinking of an idea for a company. We have 2 students that have already been offered internship positions. So really, if you take part of all the opportunities that I mentioned that we have on campus, you form your own opportunities and you get offered your own internships. During the third year, students also have a chance to take part in the honors program. This program is offered to the top students, and essentially it's a chance to enroll and take part in already master level courses already during your third year, which means you start gaining credit towards your master's already before you finished your BA. And of course, these courses are in international level, so they will be accredited whether you continue with us to a master's or whether you go and study master's somewhere else. This is an overview of our curriculum. Those of you who have had a chance to look online, maybe you've stumbled upon it on our website. We like to divide it into our year of building blocks, the year of focus, and the year of making it happen. So during the first year, and actually throughout the program, you study in parallel in the management school and in the liberal arts program. The first year is the building blocks, where you take core courses in different topics. Here, there are some samples here of the courses in liberal arts, critical theory, the history of ideas, from Pythagoras to Google, or core courses in management like business economics, organizational behavior, statistics, which is an overall favorite I'm joking, of course, but we try and make statistics as fun as possible. I hope my students will agree. But on a more serious note, the idea behind this building blocks here, and I'm going to divide it for a second to the liberal arts and the management. In the management, the program is built as a building on tiers. Every course ends up being a prerequisite for a more advanced course. This is how the years are built. So the more advanced the year, the more advanced the course, built on everything you've learned in other courses, which is a bit similar to high school. In the liberal arts part of the program, the idea behind the core courses like critical theory or the history of ideas is really to expose you as students to a large and very wide range of fields and ideas, so that when you come to choose your tracks, and you can see the 7 tracks that you can choose from under year 2, where it says focus, when you come to choose 2 of them at the end of your first year, you will have already been exposed to some of them and being able to kind of choose a focus. And each one of the 2 tracks that students choose, of course, this is done with the help of an academic advisor. You have to take courses worth 20 credits, and you build that through years 2 and 3. And like I mentioned, in year 3, this is the year which we call making it happen, with the semester abroad, with the internship and mentoring opportunities. So personal and professional growth in the program. I'm happy to say that our program is very, very, very international. We have students from a lot of different countries. Just the 3 students who were nice enough to join me are from 3 different countries. And I'm happy to say that we already have students next year from new and other countries. We have students from Singapore and from Korea and from Germany. So it keeps becoming more and more international, but at the same time, it's very important for us to keep it a small classroom. We're not going to accept more than 40 students for the program, because we want to make it a personalized program where we see each student, we know each student's name, and we really try and tailor and give as many opportunities to each student according to her or his specific interests. And throughout the program, already from more or less when you register to the program and you meet me, I'm here for the whole journey for the 3 years. Sometimes students get sick of me, they see me so often, but on a more serious note, I'm here and I'm the key person to the students, to the parents. We also have a team of guides, our student life team. They organize activities. These are Israeli students with a very high level of English. They live in the dorms. They're either taking their undergraduate or their graduate studies. They organize activities. They're available 24/7 to our students. We also have a team of academic advisors that start meeting with our students the minute they're accepted to the program, and also help them throughout the program, whether it's, different academic concerns, scheduling. And we also have a very tight collaboration with the Career Center. As I mentioned, we're doing workshops in collaboration with this center that sits in the management school, but students from year 2 are also eligible for free consultation hours in this center. We also try and make as many extracurricular activities, and really you can ask our students, try and make it to their interest and meet their needs as much as possible. And at the end, students end up joining one of the top business school in Israel and one of the top business schools in the world. But more importantly, they become part of a 200,000 organization of very influential people. And people who love coming back to Tel Aviv University, whether it's through offering to be mentors of our students, offering students internship. So really you become part of the smaller community, which is our program, but also of a larger community. So I promised I'll speak about the program opportunities, and we work every year to enlarge the pool of universities and business schools that students can take a semester abroad in. I have to say that the chance to study a semester abroad is not a mandatory requirement. I know that some programs around the world present it as a mandatory requirement. For us, We see it as a great opportunity. We don't force our students to do it. Currently, we have over 140 top universities. I can say that in the past 2 days, we've also added 2 new universities to this list, and we really try and enlarge it and make it more interesting every year. We literally have top business schools and universities all around the world, in Europe, in Asia, in US, if anybody's interested, in Australia as well. Just to name a few, we have some pictures here. We have the Bocconi, which is one of the top business schools in Milan. We have HEC in Paris. It doesn't appear here. We have the Asada Business School in Madrid. So that's a very, very exciting opportunity. And it takes part in your first semester of your 3rd year. I already spoke about becoming part, whether it's joining an activity or becoming a manager in a student club. I spoke about the internship, and I also spoke about the honors program. But I think that together, when you look at them all in one place, it gives you a lot of very special opportunities, not only to develop personally and professionally, but also to very much enrich your CV. So by the time you graduate, you've gained a lot of practical and hands-on experience. Professional opportunities. So now I remember the name of the other venture firm. So it's Tau Ventures. I said Tau Lamot and I said Tau Ventures. These are the 2 venture firms that are on campus. And I also mentioned that we are surrounded literally by over 2,500 startups, less than 2 kilometers away from our campus. And we do our best to make the interaction with these startups as easy and as often as possible, whether it's by having speakers come to speak as part of a student club activity, as part of an actualist activity, as part of a workshop activity, or whether it is that we go and visit. Next semester, my students will be offered a chance to go and visit 2 different companies, meet with the CTO, meet with the CEO. CTO is the Chief Technical Officer. So it's really about, from your 2nd semester with us, or actually your 1st semester with us, exposing you to the reality of business and entrepreneurship. Okay, a bit about our campus. I don't know if our guys who are staying in Israel have had a chance to visit our campus, but we have a wonderful campus. And I say this every time I do an info session, and I hope my students agree with me. I think I'm very lucky to work here. Studying somewhere is one thing, but being able to work in such a place is wonderful, together with the fact that we literally have no winter. It's over. They canceled it in Israel. Means that almost every day you can sit on the lawn and really enjoy the wonderful campus that we have. And we're making efforts to become more and more sustainable as the years progress. We have a lot of events on campus, whether it's the international weeks that are organized by the international school, whether it's fairs, a career fair, a beginning of the year fair. There's going to be a student day fair. A lot of things happening on campus. We have a sports center. We have our own museum and gallery on campus. We have 15 cafeterias on campus, and I'm sure that my students can confess that they didn't get a chance to taste all 15 yet. I think, no, they didn't get a chance yet. We have 5 libraries. I have to say that my favorite, and maybe Dasha will speak a bit about it, because I know I would speak to her. She likes sitting there, is the main library that we have, and they really make an effort to make it as nice and welcoming to students as possible. And we are more or less a 15 to 20-minute walk to the beach from campus, and a 15-minute ride to downtown Tel Aviv. And what can I say about downtown Tel Aviv? I can say that it's amazing. I can say that it's nonstop. I love the city. We have 14 kilometers of beaches. We have over 5,000 restaurants, cafes, and bars. We have over 120 museums and art galleries, and we have over, I already spoke about this, almost 3,000 different startups. So it's a city of so many different things, and on top of it, they're building a train here. So it's never a dull moment in Tel Aviv. Okay, so we're nearing the end of my part and coming to the interesting part where you hear my students talk. I'll say a few words about the applications which are open. And before I talk about requirements and costs and scholarships, I'll say that the way the application process runs at our university is a rolling application, which means that we don't have our application closes very, very late in the year. We're currently aiming to close at the end of July, which is very late. But we consider applications as they come in, which means that scholarships and housings are on a first come, first served basis. So students who are applied and accepted in March will have much more opportunities than students who are applied and accepted in June. More than that, I'll say that we don't guarantee housing. We only guarantee it for students who have been accepted and confirmed before the end of March. So there are pluses and there are minuses to this open rolling application method. About the program requirements, we look for a GPA of 3.0, which is more or less an average of 80 or higher. We ask for a personal essay for your CV, for 2 letters of recommendation, for an English proficiency exam. Those who study the last 3 years of high school entirely in English, except for languages, of course, are exempt from the English requirement, from the English proficiency requirement. And we don't ask for an SAT or an ACT. Having taken an ACT or an SAT helps meet the math requirements for the program. If you want more details specifically about math, you're welcome to write to me. My details will appear in the next slide and I'll explain. The yearly tuition for the program is $17,000 US, and we value housing and living at between $7,000 to $8,000 US a year. In terms of scholarships and funding opportunities, here is a list of some of the opportunities that we have on offer, and I'm saying some because we have a lot of scholarships that depend on a person's citizenship. And if you want to hear more details about that, again, you're welcome to reach out to me and I'll refer you to the relevant ones. But just to name a few, we have the Tau International Scholarship, we have the Masa Scholarship, we have the Tau Sports Scholarship for top athletes, we have our own programs, Actualists Scholarship, which I spoke about. And for US citizens, we have the options for federal loans or financial aid. But I will say a few things about scholarships. There is no cap on how many scholarships you can apply to or join the program with. We have a lot of international students that join riding on a few scholarships, and we also keep adding scholarships every year. So I will say that. So these are my contact details. You're welcome to keep them. I'm hoping that most of you already have them, and you're more than welcome to reach out to me and ask me anything you'd like to ask. And I'm going to stop share and have a chance to hear our wonderful, wonderful students. Miles, I'm going to make you be the gentleman. I'm going to let the ladies the ladies speak first. I think we're going to start with Dasha. Dasha, you up to it? Yeah?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Okay, let me just remove the spotlight so we can see you.
Okay. Yeah, so quickly tell about like why and actually how Tel Aviv University came into my life. So as Louise said, I attended an info session in June, I think, or July. And that was the first time when I actually started thinking about going to Tel Aviv University, because I knew that I had family here and I really wanted to reconnect with this country. And after I attended the info session, even though I've never been to Israel before, I sort of felt really calm and sure in what I was going for. And I applied instantly. I sent all of my documents and I never hesitated. And when I was accepted, I was like, I was sure in what I was doing. And I always thought that going to a university abroad would have been so much more like difficult and nerve-wracking. But for some reason, when I was leaving my home country, and when I was starting to realize that I'm actually going here and studying, I felt very calm, and I never expected myself, to act this way. So, ever since I've started going and attending classes, I've received immense support from everyone, starting from Louise to the amazing professors and my peers and other people. And I literally changed myself, and I'm so happy that I made this choice. And so I really hope that for you, it's also going to be such a life-changing experience. And I'm sure that the university is doing everything in its power to make this time truly special for us and for the future cohorts.
Thank you, Dasha. Thank you. Sharon, do you want to say a few words?
Yes, of course. I hope that the noise is not bothering. It's not?
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. I'll start by saying that I wanted, first of all, to join an international program in general before knowing about Tel Aviv University. And I thought that Israel couldn't offer me that option, that living in Israel would have mean being with just Israeli people and Italians, because I know a lot of Italians that come here, and I'm Italian, and I wanted to meet new people. But then I knew about Tel Aviv University, and Tel Aviv University really met all my requirements, everything that I searched for. I wanted something that could be about business, but also about humanities. And this program, the management and liberal arts, was perfect for me. And also, I met people from all over the world, even not just people from my specific program, but also from the program of liberal arts and other international programs. And I'm just now done with my first semester, not the exams, but the lessons. And I'm really happy about it. I met a lot of people. The lessons were great, and I loved everything about the courses, every courses.
Thank you, Sharon. And last but not least, our Miles. Do you want to say a few words from your festive?
Yeah, of course.
From your house from my house to yours. Yes, go ahead.
So my story is a little bit different. I was already studying at a university in the US, and it's not that I didn't like it. I came here and toured TAU, and I just liked it so much more. I saw the opportunities that are being offered to you now, and I knew in my heart that it would be a risk in terms of just changing my whole life, moving across the world. It would be unknown, and that it would be a little scary, but I've been here one semester, and I can tell you that it may seem that way, but once you actually arrive, when the plane touches down, you realize that you're okay. And the professors here are amazing. I've learned more here than I have throughout another university, all of high school. It's nuts. And another like short little thing about the 15 cafeterias. I haven't been to all of them, but I do have a favorite. It's a little coffee shop called Cafe Netto, and you will probably see it because it's in one of the buildings that we study, and they even know my name because I'm there every day. So if you want a kind of community like that, you'll get it here.
Thank you, Miles. I have to say that it's actually also my favorite. It's also my favorite place to have coffee. Okay, I'm gonna stop the